No, chop chop. You go chop chop.
Why are we over here cooking? We can't just sit here. Ah, you ready? Where your cup at? We're supposed to be the plastic cup cover.
No.
I'm telling, I got juice. Tell him on you.
I got juice too.
Yeah, you got jungle juice.
No,
Go
I
ahead and do the introduction, Dominique.
No, I'm not. This your shine, right?
What you about to say? This is my stupid little show. She's about to belittle DebtFree Dev Network. See what I got to deal with? Hey everybody, it's me, Marcus, the DebtFree.
All of this needs to not be in there.
Alright, here we go. Seriously, ready? Alright. What's going on? This is Marcus.
And I'm Donnie.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? She was right on cue. It was no hesitation. Y'all didn't see all the tomfoolery that was going on before. People hiding that cup of liquor. But
lies. Don't do that. It's juice.
In any event, today we are going. Hold on, what are we talking about today? Okay, alright.
Really?
I had to look over because I be getting lost. We're going to talk about this marriage or mortgage show. And it's interesting because I saw another YouTube video talking about this, and I want to get it right because I don't want to jack up the channel name because there's so many channels. But tell a little bit about what the concept of the show is.
So basically, I guess you're gonna do it.
Wells Financial Coaching. I like her too because she actually from around the way. But she did a video on YouTube that I was looking at today talking about that show, and so I do the recap. But essentially, the show is these people actually save money for either a wedding or a house, and then they go meet a realtor and a wedding planner, and they make all these accommodations to try to get them their dream wedding within their budget or get them into their dream house within their budget. And at the end of the show, this couple has to make a decision on, are they going to go for the wedding with what they saved up, or are they going to go for the mortgage and get this dream place out of these three options that they had. And so, I don't know, it was interesting, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be on the consensus of this because I didn't even watch one episode and I was through with it.
Yeah, we were on the consensus on that episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched a couple of, no, I only watched one episode.
You sure? I know I went to bed. I was like,
yeah, you didn't get through the first episode, but because I didn't understand it at first. I heard the name, but I didn't know what was going on. So
right.
And then he had to like kind of tell me what was happening in the show. But yeah, so yeah, it's kind of a good idea, I guess, because people, it's an honest tuggle for some people, because some people really want this lavish wedding.
Right.
They have this, this idea in their mind that they have to have this. And my perspective, and I mean, we've been married for some years, and my perspective has always not necessarily been lavish, but I was one who wanted a wedding, and I wanted a wedding for my family because I wanted my family to see me walk down the aisle. And I think that's what these people are looking at. They want it to be beautiful for their family, for everybody to come see them because they're, the women.
Right.
I can only speak from a woman's perspective. But yeah, like it's like a show for everyone to come together and see me because I'm the center of attention on this day, and me and my husband to be, and I'm gonna pay all this money because I want it to be beautiful, doves flying, fairy tale angels in the sky. So I mean, I get it. People really do, save up to have this big lavish wedding.
I guess I couldn't. I was through with the show, not because I couldn't wrap my mind around the concept. One, because that wasn't where hey, shout out to Wells Financial Coaching for this video. I'm going to put a link in the description box to her video on it so you all can check it out. But I just didn't, just mathematically, I'm always taking a mortgage. Just from an investment purpose, I'm always taking a mortgage, okay? That's just first and foremost. I think the other thing that made it hard for me to even relate with that show is, You know, like I saw some people are fortunate enough to be able to save for a wedding, or I heard of people getting wedding gifts and people giving them $1,000 here and $2,000 there. I can't relate to that. I was like, nobody paid for anything for us. After I turned 18, everything for the most part I did on my own, with the exception of with my ace, my homie, my love right here. So I mean, I couldn't wrap my mind around saving all of that money to blow it on this one wedding, because and part of it because I just can't rationalize the concept, because when we got married we didn't have shit, pardon my language, but like we literally had nothing. We stepped over, like people always laugh, but we stepped over a couple of hobos on the way to the courthouse to actually get married.
But prior to that, we were. I mean, I wanted a destination wedding.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I wasn't and that's what I was saying. Like it wasn't. It didn't have to be lavish.
Right.
But I did want a wedding for my folks to come and see me off, see me, and looking all dolled up and stuff.
But didn't we actually have that option? Cause remember, before we moved and purchased that house, we could have focused all on that purchase of that house, or we could have had the wedding. And I think, if I can recall, we had a conversation about this, right?
Yeah,
or am I tripping?
So because the conversation didn't happen, because what occurred was I kept running into issues with trying to get a destination, because his family is over here, and it didn't even have to really be overseas or anything. It was just in the States. His family is on the East Coast. My family is on the West Coast. I was trying to get a destination in the middle for people to come, and it was so hard for me to try to finagle that, and then I was just getting like non-interested people.
I mean,
no, well, hold on. So then I finally got frustrated and had a conversation.
Fuck it.
Yeah, but I had a conversation with my grandmother, and I was like, I'm sitting here trying to make it. I was trying to make it work for everybody else, and it wasn't fun. And my grandmother said, you know where me and your grandfather got married? In the living room. She was like, it didn't have to be like this lavish thing. She didn't care if anybody came at all. She said, do you love him? Yes, I love him. Okay, do you want to marry him? Yes, I want to marry him. So what difference does it make if anybody else comes? So when she had that conversation with me, I was like, you know what? You're right. So I was like, screw it. Let's just go to the courthouse. Like, because I'm literally doing this for everybody else, and it's not fun. It's not really, I don't care if they don't come anymore. I'm over it. So that's how it was. And we ended up going to the courthouse.
Right. And that was it. I mean, we went to the courthouse, and months later when we did move, we were able to purchase a house. Mm-hmm. And we probably wouldn't have been in that position had we actually did the wedding. The wedding, so it ended up working out. Yeah. You know something that's still irking me though, and this is separate aside from it. So, but yeah, bottom line on Marrraige and Mortgage. I'm always picking the mortgage, and I'm never watching that show again. But you know what irks me about that story you just told?
What?
Now we got married like real Americans. We got married after we had a kid. And so I'll never forget when I was going to propose, I had something all beautiful planned down by the harbor. I had musicians. It was going to be gorgeous. But, she was pregnant at the time. I'm ready to propose and give her this ring. And I'm like, come on, let's go. We would always go for a walk down by the waterfront. I'm like, hey, let's go for a walk down the waterfront. But this day, that belly wasn't trying to hear all of that. So it ended up to me just in the living room like, hey, I love you. I was so mad. I was like, ixnay, the musicians came.
But by that point, like, I was just over everything, I guess. I was over just
I was like
going out. I was hot and pregnant.
I know you could have. Yeah, man, I couldn't get the deposit back on that. But that's a whole other story. It all ended up working out, and our son attended our wedding when we stepped over the bums, and he was there with his little diaper probably pissing on himself.
And you know what? I would choose the mortgage over the marriage, the wedding, any day,
Yeah.
because it's really not about everybody else. It's about,
Right.
and then the thing is, you get married, okay. Now y'all just gonna live in an apartment, and then you gotta, and that's what exactly what that couple did. They chose the wedding, and they had like $32,000 saved up.
You mad?
I was mad because I was like, oh no, you need to choose the mortgage,
Right, right.
But they chose the marriage, and then COVID hit, so then they couldn't even have the destination that they didn't. They scratched the venue.
Now, see, I didn't see that part.
See, this was at the end of the episode. So they scratched the venue because COVID hit. So, but they still had a small, intimate wedding. So I know that they probably didn't spend all that $30-something thousand on the wedding. So if you can do both,
Right, right.
and that's another. If you have $32,000 saved up, you take a little $10,000,
Right.
go do a little small, little whatever if you want the little ceremony.
Why are you
And
talking
then,
so hood?
oh, I'm sorry. And then, and then you take the other 20
Right.
and you put it down on. I mean, come on, let's
Right.
do this smart here. We got
Right.
to. If we
Right.
don't, now we're investing in our livelihood,
Oh, yeah.
and we're having the ceremony that we want.
I just think in terms of doing what's best for the marriage, and I just think the house is always going to be what's best for the marriage. And then the other thing too is it is uncommon. I don't know how many people in the audience know people who actually save that much money for their wedding, but most weddings that I know about or that occurred in either my family or my circle of people, a lot of people go into debt going for their wedding. Most people do. Most people that I know. I mean, I don't know what the statistical numbers are, but I know there is a data point. I'm a big data guy, as some of y'all may not know, but there is a data point out there. The more money you spend on your wedding, the higher the divorce rate. And I think that number correlates to because people go into a wedding in debt. So I think it may be a little bit different. I think it's a little bit different when you saved up the money than, but when it's associated with debt, the higher the wedding, the higher the divorce rate. So that's kind of where we landed.
And what we did was for our 10-year anniversary, we had our destination wedding. We were at a point in our lives where we could do that. We already had a house.
Yeah, we was at a point we were straight. We went there, and I was like, I want the Rick Ross suite, and because Rick Ross said he was there in the song, and then they told me he didn't really go there, and I was upset.
And family attended.
Yeah. It was a hot mess, but it was beautiful.
It was fun.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Hey, as always, we appreciate you all tuning in. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Peace.
Bye-bye.